Hi everyone, welcome to GoTarryn TV. I'm Tarryn the Traveling Trainer here in the greater Atlanta area of GoTarryn Personal Training. It's episode 540 and we're interviewing once again a returning guest, Ms. Elsie Trawick of Elsie Trawick Wellness. I'm going to ask her some questions on what are some common mistakes that folks make when trying to go gluten-free, and I think she's got a top 5 list for us, so be on the lookout for that here in just momentarily. But first and foremost, please make sure, if you haven't done so yet, be so kind as to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and also make sure to go ahead and down under this video, click like, leave us a comment, and while you're at it, share this video on your social network with all of your friends and family in this nice, beautiful holiday season. So again, thank you so much for tuning in. Here goes Elsie Trawick of Elsie Trawick Wellness. When we return, we're going to be talking to her about gluten-free, going gluten-free, and how to avoid some common pitfalls and mistakes. And remember, GoTarryn Personal Training is your time, your investment in your life. We'll be right back, folks. All right, folks, we're back, and as you can see side by side, we're welcoming once again back to GoTarryn TV, Ms. Elsie Trawick. Hey, Elsie, how are you doing today?
Hey, I'm doing great. How about you?
Good, thank you. Well, thanks so much for returning. Really appreciate it. Hope that you've been having some really nice holidays here, and so I guess we'll jump right in. What are we going to be talking about today, Elsie?
We're going to talk about the 5 most common mistakes of a gluten-free diet today.
Love it. Absolutely. That's great. And so where do we start with that? What are the 5 mistakes, or is there a countdown on them? Like we start from bottom to the top, or how does that work?
They're all equally important. So what I'm doing is, for those who aren't aware and are just new to the gluten-free world and are wondering, well, what is gluten? Gluten is a group of proteins that are found in wheat, barley, and rye, and a few other less common grains.
Okay.
It's also naturally occurring in soy sauce, which is something that people need to be aware of because Asian diets, Asian food, Asian fusion cuisine is really big.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also very healthy for us, and so we eat a lot of it. But things to consider is, if you do have a gluten sensitivity, is you want to ask for gluten-free soy sauce and make sure that that's part of your diet. Currently, it's estimated 1 out of 5 Americans suffers from gluten sensitivity.
Oh, wow.
So the range of symptoms of gluten sensitivity cover a broad spectrum. It's fatigue, headaches, migraines, joint pain, digestive distress, acne, and other dermatological conditions. You can have a skin rash, bone loss, nutritional deficiencies, hormone imbalances, mood swings, fuzzy brain, and it also, gluten sensitivity or celiac disease is an autoimmune condition. So there are other autoimmune conditions that can be symptoms of gluten sensitivity as well. So like I said, the broad spectrum of symptoms is very vast. Mm-hmm. And so it's important to we all need to learn our body, understand our body, and understand when something's not right, so to speak. But our first common mistake is the junk food trap, especially if you've just been diagnosed with celiac disease and your medical practitioner has said you need to get off gluten, and you're thinking, oh my gosh, everything in my house has gluten in it. Especially if you understand what gluten is and where it's found. So you run to the grocery store and you buy a lot of prepared packaged foods. Well, it's like anything. Junk food is junk food, whether it's gluten-free or not gluten-free. So it's really important to understand and educate yourself on a well-balanced, healthy diet, and understand that eating fruits, whole foods is the way to go. Fruits, vegetables, meats. If you're a vegetarian, understanding what grains are gluten-free so you can supplement your diet. And also, you've got to keep those levels of protein in your body because your body needs to function. Mm-hmm. But it's really important to understand what a whole food healthy diet is and how to manage that. because you can't live, no one can live off of junk food. That just, you're setting yourself up for more inflammation and more health issues. The second common mistake is missing the hidden gluten. And this again, you've got to learn how to read labels and understand where gluten is, because since it's a protein, it's used as a food additive, especially in prepared mixes like salad dressing mixes, taco seasonings, or other types of seasonings, in any kind of breading or flour product that is used to coat food. Mm-hmm. It's also you can find it in some chicken broths and other sauces or broths, because it keeps things from separating. It aids in emulsification of food. So you got to learn how to read a label. Mm-hmm. Also, go out to eat. Don't be afraid of telling your server, I keep gluten-free. A lot of restaurants nowadays have gluten-free menus, or they have items that can be prepared gluten-free. Mm-hmm. You just have to let your server know. And a lot of people are embarrassed, especially if they're out with their friends, to raise their hand and say, you know what, I have diet restrictions. I keep gluten-free. Now, that is not a problem. Don't be embarrassed. Stand up for yourself. Raise your hand. Tell your server. Get it out in the open. And because it's a common issue now, and a lot of restaurants are prepared with that, and they don't think anything of it. Mm-hmm. So that's good. The third common mistake is not replacing key nutrients, because we now live in a world where our grains and our bread products are fortified with B vitamins and iron. So if you've been eating a lot of breads and grains, and now that you're gluten-free, you've kind of backed off those, it's important to not miss out on those nutrients they provide, particularly fiber. Mm-hmm. So you want to look for gluten-free grains, which are easy. They're very readily available. They're in your grocery store. So you just supplement with a gluten-free version. And this is a very common mistake, is rice is gluten-free. Brown rice, white rice, those are considered gluten-free grains. Brown rice is a healthier choice over white rice because it has the bran and the fiber. So it's got both soluble and insoluble fiber in it. Mm-hmm. Other gluten-free grains are quinoa, sorghum, millet, amaranth. So you've got a lot of choices out there, mm-hmm. so you don't have to worry about it. The fourth most common mistake is forgetting to heal the gut. And this is vitally important, because when you have gluten sensitivity, either celiac disease or just gluten sensitivity, you have done damage to your gut, starting from your esophagus all the way down into your colon. Gluten can affect all of that. You know, think of it as basically one log tube that has a bunch of crinkles in it. You can have damage, you can have inflammation, you can have lesions in your gut caused by the gluten. Mm-hmm. So you want to make sure you focus on healing that. And you don't want to live on Nexium and Prilosec. Those are very dangerous. They have other side effects. You want to focus on truly healing the gut. So you want to focus on working with your health practitioner, and if your medical doctor isn't able to provide that, you want to find a health practitioner that will help you focus on doing that, because that's critically important. Because as long as your body stays inflamed, you're going to continue to have problems. And our fifth most common mistake is trying to go gluten-free on your own and not have some kind of support network, either family, friends, working with a practitioner to help you go gluten-free. And part of it is change is hard. Mm-hmm. Change is very hard for us. You have to create new routines, establish new habits. But especially when you're dealing with food, which is critically important to our survival, trying to figure out and navigate the world of what do I eat? What do I need to give up? How do I restock my pantry? How do I restock my refrigerator? You need support and guidance. And it's very important to have that because you're creating a whole new, establishing and creating new patterns, practices, and habits. Mm-hmm. So I know with me, when I had to go gluten-free, I was working with a holistic practitioner, and she gave me guidance and helped me navigate the world. I also had a good friend who had just been recently diagnosed with celiac, and she lent me a lot of resources that I read. I just gobbled it up because, and after a weekend of intense research, I realized I can do this, which led me to create my practice, which is helping people navigate the world of gluten-free living and understanding that it's not just a diet, it is a lifestyle. Because gluten is in everything. It is in cosmetics. It's in drugs. And those touch our skin. It's in shampoos. So it's a lifestyle change. It's not just about diet. So it's really important that you understand that and have a support network, because there are a lot of people who have great intentions of staying gluten-free, but then they go to a birthday party or they go out with friends and they're like, man, that pizza looks so good. Oh, just to have a beer again. It was so funny when I was first diagnosed and had to go gluten-free, I hadn't eaten pizza or had a beer in probably 6 months. And wow. I was like, oh, I would love a really good slice of pizza and a really good beer. I was, wow. And it was, can't have those. But it was, you get this. It's like, but that's what I want. So it's very important that you have an accountability partner who helps you through those times, because when we get stressed, a lot of us use food as comfort. When we're stressed or angry or upset, it becomes a comfort. It becomes a source of solace. So you got to have, you got to recreate those comfort foods. If you're, dealing with issues, you got to have these things down. So it's very important to have an accountability partner or a guide.
Yeah, very well said, Elsie. I like that. And do you find that some foods that are gluten-free could be, like you term comfort food, like where people, like it actually tastes good to a lot of people? Like, hey, this is great, you got to try this. Are there any like 2 or 3 top ones that you were surprised by?
I make a killer gluten-free mac and cheese.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, there's some really good gluten-free pastas. I like the Lundberg Farms brown rice pasta. Myself, it's the one I go to most often. But mac and cheese, you can do stuffed baked potatoes. There are some good gluten-free pizzas now. Mellow Mushrooms has their national chain, and they do have a very good gluten-free crust, and you just have to ask for it upon request. There are other local chains that are doing that themselves. So it's very common now. It's very common that restaurants do have gluten-free items on their menu, and they have if you walk into the grocery store now, there are now a lot of the national brands have gluten-free items that are not over in the special section anymore. They're actually mixed in with their regular versions. You can get crackers, breads, things like that. But again, you want to be critical. Don't fall into that mistake of eating a lot of junk food, because junk food is junk food, whether it's gluten-free, vegan, vegetarian, junk food is junk food. Refined carbohydrates are bad for us. We need to stay off that. So you really want to eat more of a whole food diet. But there are gluten-free versions, especially if you're going to a party and you need to take something and you're like, oh, I'll do a baked brie or a heated brie and put a topping on it, and I'll take some crackers. Take your own crackers so that you can be able to eat your hors d'oeuvre. I'm going to some of my friends, we do a Christmas brunch, the girls, we do a Christmas brunch together, and I'm taking gluten-free crackers to go with the appetizers that other people are bringing so that I can have a little bit of stuff and not worry about, oh, I can't eat a cracker. What am I going to put the dip on?
Right.
Just take your own if you're going to holiday parties. Also, if you're going out and you are going to a friend's house, take a dish that you can eat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's smart. I like that. What about you mentioned, you touched on the beer before. Is there such a thing as a gluten-free alcohol by any chance
Yeah,
to drink?
there are actually several gluten-free beers on the
Okay.
market. Anheuser-Busch
Oh.
has one.
Oh,
I
wow.
think it's
Okay.
Red Ridge. Then a new one is O Mission. It's
Okay.
actually beer where it's been brewed so that the gluten is pulled out. I actually had some this
Wow.
summer, and it wasn't bad.
Oh, wow.
There are a couple of sorghum beers out there. So yeah, there are gluten-free beers available. Um, there are all your wines are gluten-free. And I've even read some articles saying that I every once in a while drink a little scotch.
Mm-hmm.
And at first I was like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? But I think in the distilling process, um, the gluten is distilled out. But there again, be very careful because if you're buying blends or flavored liquors, you want to see what additives they're putting in there. What are they
Mm-hmm.
doing?
Yeah, very
Um,
smart. I like that. Well, that's great, Elsie. You gave us a lot of great tips and advice and suggestions on the 5 common mistakes and how people can avoid them. Now, how about into the holidays here with Christmas around the corner? Any final words of wisdom for the folks as they're going to some Christmas parties, or they're going out and about and they see all those goodies on the tables? What what would you
yeah.
what do you suggest those people do?
Well, there again, if you're going to a cocktail party, you
Hmm.
may want to consider eating first, especially
Oh
if
yeah,
it's to be a seated dinner.
sure.
If they're good friends of yours that you're going to, you can ask when you get there. If you're going to a seated dinner party, I would stay away from all kinds of gravies, sauces, and just tend to go for meat and vegetables. If it's a casserole, stay away from it
Hmm.
and ask the hostess if she made them all. If it's a potluck and you're bringing a dish, take a dish you can eat. The other thing is have a care package in your car because there may be a lot of things that you can't eat. So throw some stuff, put a little bag of food in your car so that you can have some nibbles either eat before or have something in your car that you can eat after you leave because you want to make sure you've got food on your stomach, especially if you're imbibing and having alcoholic beverages. You got to put some food on that stomach. But tend
Hmm.
to go with the meat, stay away from sauces, gravies, things like that. Go with meat and vegetables. If they have salad, green salad, you can stay with that. They have cheeses. You can go with the cheeses, leave the crackers off. They have nuts. If they're coated nuts, I'd stay away from them. But if they just have some salted roasted nuts, those are good. They have protein. They're filling. But again, if you're going to a party, you're not sure what they're going to serve, I would eat first.
Hmm. That's great. Very good. Excellent, Elsie. One last question before we get your contact information. What are your plans for Christmas for yourself? Are you staying in Atlanta or are you going out of town?
Actually, I'm going to be here, and on Christmas Eve, I'm having family and friends over for Christmas Eve dinner,
Nice.
and it will be a lot of fun. I've
That,
started this tradition about this is the third year I've done it.
very
So I'll have
good.
a house full of people, which will be fun.
Oh, that'll be perfect. And how's the decorating been too, with getting ready and Christmas decorations and such?
The only thing I've gotten up so far is the wreath on the door.
You've got some time though.
This weekend will be an influx from the attic. Pull it all out. I'm one of the last houses to put the lights up, so I got to get busy this weekend. And of course, I waited till the coldest weekend we're going to have.
It's been very chilly. You're right. Well, thank you again, Elsie. Before I let you go, can we go ahead and let's plug your contact information and your website, please?
Sure, great. My contact information is Elsie Trawick Wellness. My office number is 404-315-7665. And you can also message me on Facebook at Elsie Trawick Wellness.
Easy enough. Very good. All right, Elsie. Well, that's terrific. Thank you again for your time. Really appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll check in with you, I guess, after the holidays and see how everything went. Hopefully
Yeah,
everybody stayed gluten-free that's watching this.
yeah, I hope so too. Happy holidays.
All right. Thank you, Elsie. You too.
Bye-bye.